One lawsuit, that's all it takes to lose everything you worked so hard for: your home, your businesses, your investments. Most people think they're protected. They've got an LLC, maybe a family trust, an insurance policy. But here's the truth: judges pierce LLCs, insurance companies deny claims, and living trusts, they don't protect you from lawsuits at all. They're not designed to. That's where asset protection comes in. So, what is asset protection? Imagine you own a handful of rare diamonds and gold coins. You wouldn't leave them sitting out on your front porch, out in the open for anyone to come and walk by, see, and take. You'd lock them up in a safe. That's what asset protection is: putting your financial life behind a legal safe. It uses business entities, asset protection trusts, and smart legal planning to block lawsuits, liens, and court judgments from ever reaching your assets. And let's be clear: asset protection is not about hiding assets or avoiding paying taxes or delaying and denying existing judgments. It's about proactive legal planning done before there's a problem, before the lawsuit. So that way you stay in control and your wealth stays protected. The reality is that the system won't protect you. You have to protect yourself. If you're a high net worth person, meaning $1 million or more in exposed assets, and you have a high risk profession like a doctor or a CPA or a lawyer, a dentist, a real estate investor, you're not just building wealth, you're painting a big red target on your back. Come and sue me. Most people don't realize just how easy it is to lose everything. Domestic asset protection trusts, like, yeah, they're cheaper and they sound strong, but they're governed by the US legal system. A judge can issue an order and force your assets to be turned over or frozen. Anything purely domestic cannot outrun the US Constitution and the full faith and credit clause. And sadly, not every state has self-settled spendthrift legislation. Let's look at California and New York as examples. In fact, only 19 states do. And even in those states, judges are piercing them based off of public policy reasons. Just look at Bately versus Mortensen, In re Hubbard, Kilker versus Steelman, Dale versus Dale. Okay, then, well, what about just using a purely offshore trust like a Cook Islands trust? They're definitely stronger, specifically when we're talking about the famous Cook Islands Asset Protection Trust, but they're expensive. You have to be out of control of your assets and subject to the offshore trustee. After all, like, hint, hint, that's why they work so well. And they have mandatory IRS disclosures and reporting, ongoing scrutiny, and expensive annual maintenance, even if you never get sued. The reality is that being purely offshore, it's just overkill for 99% of society. That's where the bridge trust comes in. It's a hybrid trust. It's engineered to give you domestic tax simplicity with offshore legal strength. So it's combining the best of both options. Just think of having dual citizenship, right? You can have your US passport and an offshore Swiss passport. Think of it like a bridge connecting two countries. On one side, you got the United States, clean, simple, and IRS compliant. On the other side of the bridge, you have the Cook Islands, home to the strongest asset protection laws in the world, with its famous statutory non-recognition of any court orders or judgments in the world, including the US. So how does this work? During normal life, the bridge stays intact. The trust is considered domestic. There's no reason to be offshore. You're in a peaceful time right now. You're the creator, you're the trustee, you're the beneficiary, you're in control. No foreign bank accounts are needed at this time. No Form 3520s or 3520As. We stay fully compliant with the IRS Section 7701. So think of it again like having dual citizenship. But when a lawsuit comes your way, we break the bridge. The trust stops complying with Section 7701, and the trust becomes a fully foreign Cook Island trust. Your offshore trustee in the Cook Islands, who was on standby, they're no longer on standby. They take over as the trustee, and your trust is now governed by a jurisdiction that does not recognize U.S. judgments, with over 40 years of case law supporting it all the way up to the Supreme Court. We've seen this happen countless of times. Let's look at a surgeon in California, for example. We'll just call him Dr. M. He had a clean record, but one routine surgery led to a complication, and a $6 million malpractice lawsuit hit him. His insurance only covered him for $1 million, and without a bridge trust in place, the rest of his personal assets would have been exposed. Instead, we activated the bridge, the Cook Island trustee took control, and the remaining $5 million was untouchable. And he then settled for policy limits and kept his home, his stock accounts, his kids' college funds, and his other investments and his real estate property. Then there's a case for an Arizona real estate investor who owned over 10 units One tenant got seriously injured in one of their properties, and then a high-powered plaintiff's firm filed a $4.5 million negligent lawsuit, pierced his LLCs, and then started going straight after all his other assets and net worth. But he had a bridge trust in place. The assets were already across the bridge, the lawsuit hit a wall, and his attorney negotiated a settlement for pennies on the dollar. And here's why the bridge trust works. It starts as a domestic trust, no IRS red flags, no offshore complexity. It converts to its offshore component if you're ever sued, but is built on 30 years of legal precedent. It's been around for decades, over 30 years. It's trusted by over 3,000 clients, and it protects more than $5 billion worth of assets in real estate. And the bridge trust has actually been battle tested in over 300 legal fights. So if you're doctors, business owners, real estate investors, high income professionals, if you have something to lose, this was built for you. And look, I hear this all the time. Well, I've got insurance, I'm good to go. I already have an LLC. I have a living trust. That's not protection, that's paperwork. It's just smokescreen and mirrors. Insurance companies have exclusions and claim limits. They don't protect you. They don't provide and protect for intentional wrongdoings and fraud. LLCs get pierced all the time. Living trusts don't protect you against lawsuits at all. They're not designed to. They don't have the legal teeth for it. If a real legal threat shows up, you need a plan that actually works. So again, if you're a doctor, real estate investor, entrepreneur, business owner, or anyone with real assets and real risk, don't wait for a lawsuit to lean your way. Now's the time to build for your legal fortress. Schedule your confidential strategy session today. This consultation is protected under attorney-client confidentiality. The bridge trust, it's domestic simplicity, offshore strength, and real protection. And I'm looking forward to talking with you and seeing how we can help.